he will survive the 12 rounds, but I think he's going to get beaten up, right? But
He did.
Because I said he's got too much. There's too much torso to be hit, and Canelo's the best. Right now, he's probably got the best body work, as Cellera said, and I said that in the pre-fight podcast. I also said he's got the best head movement, or up there in terms of head movement in the whole of boxing. And both of those things tonight were key. But it's the power. And that's the thing that what he did from the moment he swung when he missed, I think was it the third round when he threw a bomb of a hook. He went through it one time and he missed, but then from there he signaled his intent, and he stayed with that from that moment on until the final bell.
After that, especially after that third round, you can see that Smith kind of respected his power, and he can't and I think you made a point about him stalking. That's why he didn't stalk, because he knew that if he stalked too much, and because Callum Smith's head movement isn't that great and his body is just there to be hit, he knew that he's getting knocked out. So I feel like, because I think Callum Smith was hurting quite a lot in that fight. Again, I think I put in the group as well, Canelo unanimous decision, because I knew it wasn't, everyone was gassing up this fight. In my head, I knew that Canelo was just a level above. If I'm being brutally honest, the head movement, the body shots, I'm like, no, this is tailor-made. And it's not like Callum Smith is a bad fighter, because Callum Smith is a good fighter. But at the end of the day, Chris Eubank Jr. said it correct. Canelo is a more schooled John Ryder, and John Ryder showed us how to beat him.
Man, I just thought Callum was going to be a lot more relentless than that. I just thought he was going to, be more on the attack. I thought he was going to actually give it a go. But to be honest, it's, Canelo, man, I can't believe what I just saw. I am so pissed off. I am so pissed off right now, yeah. I'm trying to hold it together right now, yeah, lads. But I can't listen, Canelo's my guy. Don't get me wrong. But what the hell was Callum Smith doing in there?
No, I'm not surprised, bro.
He was not supposed to look like that.
Bro, I'm telling you, this is why.
I didn't mind. Listen, sorry, Stella. Listen, I don't mind Callum losing, because I don't mind Callum losing because Canelo is class. I think Canelo is like a living all-time great. Like right now, he's on his way to greatness. But it's just the fashion that Callum Smith lost in. He got beaten up. You could just see, from round to round, his eyes started swelling up, his nose started getting busted up, his arms were getting bruised up. And Canelo started playing psychological games where he wasn't even sitting down in his corner.
Yeah, he was walking around.
Them little psychological games where he can see Callum's going through it. Callum's feeling rough right now, and he's just standing in his corner and that, just sipping it. I swear, at one point he might even said, I don't even need no water. I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? He just not really. I don't listen. Yeah, there's some people in the world who might not actually realize who Callum Smith is. Callum Smith, brother John Ryder fight. Callum Smith don't lose rounds. In this fight, he lost every single round. So some people might try and downplay it and be like, Canelo, he ain't fought Charlo, or he ain't fought Andrade, or he ain't fought this one, or Spence, or whatever. Yeah, but Smith is a good fighter. I had no problem with Canelo beating Smith, but he was not supposed to have done that.
Yeah, but I mean, bro, look, you know what, right? He wasn't. And this is the thing. When I'm seeing the nonsense I just saw in the group before we come onto this call, I can't even address some of the stuff I saw. I'll say this out loud though. No, for real. But I'll say this though. The guy was an unbeaten champ, and not just champ. Ring Magazine Fighter of the Year. He had a Ring Magazine, bro. So, and this is what I'm saying about Canelo's level of greatness. He's got the middleweight and now super middleweight Ring Magazine titles.
Yeah, you have to give man respects, man.
Right? The guy has won belts for what we've seen. Yeah, he's won belts in 4 weight divisions, and each time he's won a belt, it's been conclusive. Yeah, all right. Yeah, there've been a couple of fights here or there. You can sit there and say, "Oh, closer than we would have thought." Maybe even lost them. Yeah. However, overall, the rest of it, yeah, this guy has been dominant, and I tell you what, yeah, it speaks volumes about Mayweather's just greatness.
Of course, we have to give respect to Mayweather. Yeah? Mayweather did a clinic on him. I will say this as well. That helps Canelo to the fighter he is. Mayweather caught him at the perfect time.
Facts.
And it's like,
no, he never. No.
I won't completely disagree with what he just said. I won't disagree with what he just said, though.
Listen,
I won't completely disagree with what he just said.
Stop that, Seller. Nah, man. No. Seller, no.
Why not then?
No, listen. Let me tell you now. Yeah, I don't like this narrative. Yeah, that Floyd caught him early, or Floyd. They tried to catch Floyd late, innit? They tried to catch Floyd when he was like 36. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and Floyd outclassed him, innit? Yeah, I don't want to hear all of this. He caught Canelo when he was green, all that kind of talk. I don't want to hear none of that.
You know what? All right, look. So what I think Seller's saying is, and I hope this is what he's saying is.
Yeah.
Is that probably before that Floyd fight, he never had to make certain adjustments.
Yeah.
After that fight, he had to make a whole heap of adjustments because he got exposed. He got exposed on countless things throughout that fight. Yeah, he had never been tested like that before. And if you look at it, really and truthfully, he's barely been tested like that since. He's barely been tested like that since. That's what I took from what he just said. Like what you've just now said is facts. 100%. They tried to catch Floyd late, and Floyd exposed him. He exposed the whole lot. Like he exposed everybody,
and everybody was thinking that. I remember when I think Canelo Alverez was the favorite in that fight, and I knew that Floyd would win as well because of the style and that Canelo hadn't been tested. But it's clear to see that he's even learned from that fight, Canelo. And to be honest, that's how great Floyd is, because even all these adjustments, Canelo would still not beat Floyd.
When Floyd was gonna fight Canelo, I thought Floyd was going to get knocked out. I had a funny feeling about that fight. Like, I no way did I see that Floyd was going to do that. I knew that Canelo was really big. I thought Canelo was going to be too strong for him. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and I thought, Floyd he was an older fighter. With hindsight, it's easy to look back and say, oh yeah, Floyd was great and Floyd done this and done that. Leading up to that fight, that was a very, very dangerous fight for Floyd. Canelo was prime and he was ready. Canelo already had about how many fights did he have at that time? About 43 fights.
But the only proper fighter that would even resemble at least anything to do with Floyd was Trout, and Trout is nowhere near Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean?
No.
I remember at that day when a lot of people thought that Alvarez would knock him out. I'm like, no, because he hadn't been in serious competition in the sense that anything to do with Floyd's skill, Floyd's jab, Floyd's counter punching.
But Seller, anyone, prior to fighting Floyd Mayweather, who can say they've been in with anyone like Floyd Mayweather? Like, do you understand what I'm saying? It's like Floyd was special, man. Like, Floyd was special. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and he's so special to the point now, when we look at Canelo, we can actually see how special Canelo is.
And that makes
do you know what I mean? We can see how
agreed, yeah.
And that makes him even more great. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Yeah, like, so it's like, yeah, okay, let's move this conversation on a little bit. Yeah, who do we want to see Canelo fight next? Do we want to see him take like a lighter fight? Do we want to see him go straight in against one of the names that the fans are calling for? Who do we want to see him fight next?
I don't want to see him fight Charlo. I want to see Charlo fight. I want to see him fight Beterbiev at 175.
Great! Stop it. Why? Nah, man. I don't want to see that.
Do you know what?
That's ridiculous.
Here's the thing. Straight. I'm gonna say it plain. For the sheer sake of it, for the fun of it. You know what? Because I'm not trying to be funny. I don't think, really and truthfully, anybody gets treated any different than what we saw tonight. I'm telling you now. I don't think Charlo gets treated any different. I don't think Spence gets treated different. If you think about the 4 weights that he's got belts at, right? He does lighter Charlo. He does big Charlo. He does Spence, He does anybody you can. I mean, the guy might as well fight at Bridgerweight.
Listen, See this is the same thing that happened to Floyd. Floyd, Excuse me. Hold on, sorry. Floyd, right? Floyd moved up. 5 weight classes. Every time he moved up to a different weight class, people wanted to put him in there against bigger guys. Until he eventually got beaten. And until he eventually gets beaten, do you know what I mean? Floyd, he was a 147 pounder. He campaigned up at 154 like twice or something like that. Then people were talking about him, fighting all these 154 guys. He wasn't. Sorry. I meant to say fighting 160 guys. Floyd was never a 160 fighter. Canelo Alvarez. although he went up and he took Kovalev on, like he's not a 175 fighter. You can see that he looks small at 168.
Go on.
No, I'm saying like he was brilliant tonight. Like he was excellent, but I'm not looking at Canelo thinking I want to see him fight bigger and bigger guys. Like I don't.
Sorry, no. Go on. Let you finish. Go on.
No. I'm just saying it's just the same way. Like when I saw Roy Jones go up to heavyweight and beat Ruiz. I didn't think to myself, oh yeah, now I want to see Roy take on Lennox Lewis and all these guys. I didn't think that. I thought, okay, he came up, he won the title and that. Now he's going back down. He's going back down to a weight class that's more natural to him. And that's the same way that I looked at Canelo when he went up to fight Jose Kovalev.
Two things on that. Roy Jones clearly picked the worst heavyweight champion to fight, and we knew that he was never going to stay at a campaign at heavyweight. I'm not saying he should necessarily campaign at 175. I think realistically, Caleb Plant is the best fight for him. Or whoever wins out of Plant and Truex, because apparently that's the matchup. But for me, I think he went to light heavy and took out probably the hardest punching champion. Yeah, all right, the softest one in terms of his discipline and lifestyle, etc. But I do think he could have another fight at 175 against one of the big boys. Overall, though, yeah, I'd say 168 and Plant or Truex.
Okay, so Dave. When Canelo went up here and he fought Kovalev, did you really think that Canelo was going to stay at 175?
That's the reason why he ain't fought there again. But he can fight there again. Okay, so yeah, okay, but it's just the same way. You said you didn't think that Roy Jones was going to stay at heavyweight. You knew that he was going to move back down to a weight class that was more natural to him. So it's like, but Canelo, you're saying you knew that he weren't going to start 175. Now we're talking about him taking on Bernatiev. I'm not saying,
you know what I mean? Like,
175. He can have another fight at 175. I'm saying another fight, not stay there.